Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, so today we'll be revising the Noon Sakinah and Tanween rules on Quran. Okay, so let's open a page from the Mus'haf. And so just a quick revision, how many rules are there for Noon Sakinah and Tanween?
I think 4.
Yep. And the first, let's start from the group of alphabets which makes Noon express himself just as he is. What are those letters which make Noon do izhar of himself, express himself?
Oh, the halqi letters, the throat letters.
Yes, exactly. So
Yeah.
which are they?
Oh, ha, hamza, ha, ain, ha, ghain, ha.
Very good. And how will we pronounce the the sound of Noon?
It's the noon like izhar.
Okay,
It's
izhar. What does
yes,
it?
izhar. So it's like the sound of the noon is like clear.
Clear.
There
And
is no nasalization in it.
all right. And what is practically happening in your mouth?
The tip of the tongue is touching the back of the teeth.
Very good. All right.
Yes.
Second rule of iqlab. Iqlab. What does
Iqlab.
the word
Okay.
iqlab mean? It's
It's
from.
not changing. It's from qalb because the qalb is changing. So
And
iqlab.
which letter makes the noon do iqlab, like change itself?
Um,
There's only one letter that's for you.
oh, the ba.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And you know,
Uh,
in Arabic, badal means to change, and it also
right.
starts from ba.
Yeah.
Okay, and what does noon change into, by the way?
uh, it changed into the sound of meme.
All right. And what about the third rule of idgham? What does the word idgham means?
Idgham means, I think, it's merging.
Very good.
Yeah.
Mudgham, merging and mixing.
Mudgham. Yes.
And how many letters are in that group which causes the meme to causes the noon to merge into themselves? Which are those 6 letters?
Oh, the Yarmalun letters.
Very good. And the Yarmalun, the 6 letters, are further divided into 2 categories. What are they?
Oh, so the lam and ra
Okay.
has no nasalization,
Mm.
but the other 4 has nasalization.
Very good. So we can say when lam and ra will come after noon sakina, then the noon is going to be so badly merged with these 2 letters that it will lose its identity completely. So
Yes.
to an extent, there's no hint of noon, and the rest
Mhm.
we will just pronounce the next letter that will be prominent. All right, and the last rule, which comprises of all the letters which are left behind, poor guys, and what are those letters? I mean, what is that? What does that group of letter does to noon sakin?
Let me just think. It's hard.
So we hide the noon. What is the Arabic word for hiding?
Yeah. Uh, the hidden.
Like khufia talk.
Oh, yeah. Ikhfa.
Yes,
Thank
good.
you.
Yes, khufia means secret, something
Yeah.
hidden.
Yeah. So ikhfa letters. Yeah.
So what
Ikhfa.
does it mean to hide the sound of noon? By the way, it's the opposite of izhar, which
Yes.
is express.
It's the opposite of izhar. Yeah.
So you told me practically in izhar, what was happening was you were touching the tip of the tongue behind the top front.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
this should not be happening in ikhfa. So how would you say that?
Yes. So you have to do the nasalization. Like you're just um because the sound after the noon sakina is close to that makhraj, sorry.
Okay,
I'm just
I can
reviewing
sense
it in
some,
my head.
yeah, you've got the main idea, but if you were to practically tell someone what do they really have to do mechanically, what should they do in their mouth to produce this ikhfa sound? How would you tell them? The hint for you is
How?
what you do in idhar, don't do that in ikhfa. So what do you do in idhar?
Oh, basically, we are touching the tip of the tongue to the back of the teeth. We are touching it. But in ikhfa, we are not.
Barakallahu feek. That is exactly the mechanics of ikhfa.
Alhamdulillah.
So
Alhamdulillah. Oh,
when you're
okay,
taking
got it.
out the sound of noon, while you're not
Mhm,
touching the tip of the tongue at the back of the teeth, then
mhm.
what is left behind, the sound which is left behind, is nasalization. So
Is
some people
nasalization, yes.
do not really know how to separately take out the sound of ghunna. Can you take out the sound of ghunna if I tell you just ghunna sound? How does that sound?
Mm,
By the way, what
I
you did
cannot.
was almost ghunna.
Yeah,
Although you were
yeah.
thinking you were doing, mm, this is
Yes,
exactly
yeah. I was
the.
trying to.
Okay, you were good. I thought you were thinking about.
No, no, no. I was trying to do it.
Oh, well done. Good job. Yes, exactly. This is the sound like, it's like
Oh,
a
yeah.
bull charging towards you.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Or maybe like you're thinking about what the answer should be. Good. So let's come to the practical application. So I want you to find all the noon sakins and tanweens in the first line.
I'm sorry. Can you just repeat? Because I'm
Uh,
using a phone. So,
okay, no problem. I'm marking the line numbers. In line number 1, find all the noon sakins and tanweens.
okay. So the noon sakina is after the word qul. There is in.
Okay.
Do I have to tell which rule is that or no at
Uh,
this point?
for now, just tell me the noon sakins. Or yeah,
Okay, no.
I
So
think
this
it's
is
better just keep telling the rule also. So we found the
okay.
first one.
So yeah. So since this is a noon sakina and this is izhar. No, izhar. No, no, no. Kanat. Yeah, this is ikhfa.
All right. And what decides what you'll do with this noon?
Oh,
You
because
can do four
the
things.
first, yeah, the first I said in and I said izhar. Then I decided, oh no, there is no halqi letters right after the noon sakina. So I just step back and say, oh no, this is ikhfa.
Okay. All right. You are correct. Okay. Next noon sakin or tanween.
Okay, so the next one is the in the first line in the law. So in the lahi, and this is also ikhfa.
Very good.
Khalisatan, khalisatan,
Okay.
and this is because nun tanween. It's a yarmalun letter.
Good.
So this is margin nun idgham.
Very good. And by the
Yes,
way, this shadda sign
yes,
is an indication of idgham.
idgham. Yes, yeah, idgham.
Is it gonna be with gunna or without gunna?
It is with gunna.
All right. Can you read the
Yeah.
khalisatan and the
Khalisatam min.
all right. And you'll give 2 count to meme just like you did.
Yes, yeah. And then right after the khalisatam, there is a word min.
Mm-hmm.
If we continue, min dunil. So this is ikhfa.
Very
So
good.
min duni.
All right. So you're not touching the tip of your tongue
No,
up, and what is left behind is the nasal sound. Meow.
nasal sound.
And
Yes,
just like you said, if you're not touching the tip of the tongue on the roof, then what is the tongue doing?
It's just ready to to get the the
Yeah.
next makhraj, go to the next
Yes,
makhraj. That's why it is nasalization, because I think it is hanging in between two. So
exactly. So yes, the because the tongue is not touching the makhraj of noon, instead it's just waiting very close to the
waiting,
makhraj
yeah.
of
The next one, which is dal at this
dal.
point.
Yes, so because it's waiting in the air very close to the
Hmm.
makhraj of dal, that's why we hear this nasalization. Very good.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other in line number two?
Okay. Yeah. So the line number two is, see, okay. Okay. In kuntum. So this is also ikhfa. Okay, the next one is also kuntum. So both are ikhfa.
Okay. Line number three.
Okay, if I just see the number two line, walan, and then
Mhm.
yatamannaw. So
Wow.
walai.
Very
This
good.
is yarmalun
Good. And
with a nasalization. Walai yatamannaw.
excellent. Line number three.
And the line number three, since it is already written meme, so this is iqlab here.
Good.
Yeah,
So what was it? What was this word initially?
abadan,
Abadan. So
abadan.
hear
Yes.
this, as you can hear the sound of noon. What,
Mm-hmm.
which letter came and changed that noon into meme?
The letter ba.
Very good. So read it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, abadam bema.
All right. And if you look at all the noon sakina rules, only the idhar is not going to have a two count, and the idgham bi ghair gunna, which is lam and ra, that is not going to have two count.
Yes,
Other than that, all the rules you'll give two count.
two counts. Okay. Okay.
Okay, carry on.
So next one is, yeah, and wallahu alimun. So this is the originally it was like mun alimun,
Mhm.
and the ba comes after that. So this is iqlab,
Okay.
and we have to pronounce it like that. Alimun bizzalimin.
Lovely. Last line.
Okay, the last is ala hayatin. So
Good.
after the hayatin, so this is tanween, and after tanween, sorry, tanween, we have a letter wow from Yarmalun letters. So we can say hayatin wa min allazi.
And the last line.
The sanatin. So same tanween letter, and after tanween letter there is a wow from Yarmalun letters, and we have to say like sanatin wama.
All right, amazing. Thank you so much, Wajiha, for being a wonderful participant.
Jazakallah khairan. Yeah.
Okay, so just the last thing I'm going to tell you is the mushaf which I have open in front of you is the Madani Mushaf, and that is this
Okay.
we read from in our tafsir class.
Yeah.
So even if you don't remember these rules, there are some visual cues which will tell you what you have to do here. So if you see a noon sakina with a sukoon sign, it means you will do idhar. Okay, so can you
Yes.
see all the noon sakins? They don't have any sign of sukoon. Like here, 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 here. We
Yeah.
see
You're
nothing
right.
on noon sakin,
Nothing on it. Yes.
even here and here.
Mhm.
So it means idhar is not happening because you know sukoon. What does sukoon mean? The word sukoon.
Um, Sukoon means
Like, sometimes we tell our children, please sit down with sukoon.
like just stop,
Yes, exactly. So what does it mean that do sukoon on this letter? What does that mean?
just stop here in.
Exactly. Exactly. And
In.
the in tajweed, the terminology sukoon means that stop at that makhraj, which means join the 2 points of articulation. What are the 2 points of
Okay.
articulation for noon?
Oh, for in this example, the first one,
No, just generally,
or,
if
or
you have
generally.
to produce the sound of noon, what 2 points should you meet? Because, just like
Oh,
a clap does not happen with one hand, you need
yes.
two
So the
hands.
tip of the tongue and the back of the teeth.
All right.
So
So
they
these two
join.
points,
These
when
two
come
points
in contact, you produce
contact.
the sound of noon. So when I say, Wajiha, take a moment, stop at that point. It means you have to join those 2 points and you take a
Yes.
moment to appreciate those two articulation points, join them, stay
Mm-hmm.
at the makhraj of noon. This is what practically the sign of sukoon, which is like this. That that if you see that
Makes
sign,
sense.
this is what
Yeah.
it's trying to tell you that Wajiha, join those 2 points. But here you
Yes.
see that the sign is not there, which means
Mm-hmm.
you are not going to join the articulation points. You're doing something else. Okay, so any noon which is devoid of that sukoon sign, it means something else is happening. It's not a normal noon, it's something different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a visual cue how you will get a hint what's happening. Secondly, if you look at the tanweens, that's very
Mm-hmm.
interesting. So I'll mark the tanweens. Look at this tanween and look at
Mm-hmm.
pa, pa, pa. Okay, we don't have one on this page.
Hayatin in the on the fourth line. Hayatin.
No, they are both the
No.
same. I
Oh,
want
okay.
I want to show you a different tanween. Let me move to another page. Mm,
Musaddiqun.
مصدق
Yeah, on this page, the third line from the bottom, last word.
مصدق.
Third line from
Oh,
the bottom.
okay, okay. Yeah, that's a good example. So for
Or
dhammas,
Rasulun on the same one. Yeah.
all right, Jazakillah khair, that will do serve the purpose. So notice this dhammatain, it's written like this. Okay. Then there's
Yes.
another dhammatain. I'll show you. Uh, okay, and then there's this dhammatain, which looks like one is exactly on top of the other.
Yes.
So these are the two different kinds of. So whenever you see tanween which is perfectly aligned, like one on top of the other, it means uh, this is normal, like perfect, perfect children, disciplined, properly dressed up, one on top of the other, everything is perfect. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that is normal noon sound, which is of izhar, like adhabun. You're not doing anything
Okay.
different, you're just doing normal. Just like in noon sakina, what did we say? If you see the sukoon sign, then it's normal. And if
Yes.
you don't see the sukoon sign, something else is happening. When it comes to dhammatain, if you see the dhammatain on top of each other, that's normal, perfectly aligned. This is normal. And if you see the dhammatains sliding from the top of the other, so they are side by side, a
Mm-hmm.
little uh, sliding off from each other, it means something else is happening. So now notice the difference of fathatain. So what do you think? Are they perfectly aligned or are they sliding from each other?
Here it's sliding.
Hiding. So it's not on top of each other. It means this is not normal noon. Something else is happening. And what do you think is happening here? Is it idhar or something else?
This is ikhfa. This is ikhfa.
Think again. Okay. By the way, we have two rules in this circle. Let me see. Okay, there's
Yeah,
this rule and there's this rule. So
yeah.
let's talk about
I
the.
was looking for the khairin one.
Okay. So what's happening there?
Oh, with the mirror bihim, you mean?
No, no, just talk about the yellow one. So we
Oh, the
have
yellow one.
Fairin, Noon Sakin at the end. And what's the next letter?
It's the next letter is mim, shadda.
Okay. So which category does meme come in? Idhar has
So
throat
mim,
letters. Tab has
yeah.
vowel.
So this is comes from the Yermalun letters.
And if you notice, the shadda is actually giving you a hint that it's idgham.
Yeah, it's idgham. Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, yeah,
similarly,
merging. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got it.
and what's happening in the blue rule? So what's the letter next to Noon?
It's known as the ra has a shadda on it.
So what does shadda tell you?
That it is merging.
Yes. Remember Yarmaloon?
Oh, okay.
Idgham?
Yarmalun. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Idgham. Yep.
So, but you will not see the shadda when you have waw or ya next to noon. Although waw and ya are also in Yarmaloon, but they don't put shadda there.
Okay.
Other than that, lam, ra, mim, noon, you will also always see shadda there. Okay, so I
Okay.
am trying to look for a fathatain or kasratain which is properly aligned one on top of the other. Oh, here we go. Here. Now compare this kasratain to this kasratain. Which one do you
Yes.
think is proper, prim and proper and perfect?
It's ayatin.
Yes. So it means something normal is happening. Everything is in routine and discipline and proper. I so how would you read it?
Ayatin.
Yes, so you'll produce the sound of noon, just like the normal noon, and you won't extend it. You'll do nothing. It's just a normal noon. Ayatin
Mm-hmm.
aw nun siha.
Yeah.
And what about the second one?
Sorry. بخير منها.
All right. So if the sandwich is sliding off, it means this is
Mm,
out of normal.
makes sense.
And izhar will not happen, something else will happen. So this is just
Mm,
a a visual cue. If you know the rules, well and good. If you're not reading from Madani Musaf, you will have to know the rules. But if you're reading the Madani Musaf and you get used to seeing these cues, like here, oh, there's a sliding kasratain here, and this dhammatain is right on top of each other. It means perfection, like normal noon, just the way it should be.
yes.
So,
Can see that.
okay, so we're done with the revision.
Oh,
Jazakallahu khair for
mashallah, alhamdulillah.
Assalamu alaikum wa
Wa
rahmatullahi
alaikum
wa barakatuh.